blessed vapors here today. Are you having a blessed day yet? Well, I'm about to make that happen. As always, brothers and sisters, it is me, the ever reputable brother Kevin, in the house. Got a special video today, man. Special, super special. I've been getting asked, brother Kevin, can you please do some kind of build video, man? Please, I'm trying to get Coil. I want to know how to do. That's cool. Yes, I will do one, and you're gonna get to see it today. I'm gonna warn. It's not going to be probably the prettiest build I've ever done. I'm used to taking my time and having to do this, and yes, it's probably going to be like a 30-minute video. Who cares? If you're that interested in learning how to make coils, awesome. This is basically a crash course into building coils. But before I continue, hey, Civil Vapes hooked a brother up again. Look at this beautiful, and I mean beautiful, Black Patriot. Big Q down there set a brother up. Set him up again, man. Civil Vapes. Good people. Like carny folk almost. Good people. Let's dive down in here and let's start this build, brothers and sisters, while I have a toot. Here we go. Well, first, you're going to need some various tools here. Get a good pair of nail clippers. It's the best to cut kanthal, it really is. You're gonna need some screwdrivers, various sizes. I got tweezers, I got some hemostats here. You'll need your atomizer for sure. Definitely gonna need cotton. You're definitely gonna need a torch. You're definitely gonna need a ohm reader. Definitely gonna need some kanthal. So what I've already done here is I've already cut some kanthal. This is 28 gauge. What we're gonna do is, since you've cut it off, we'll go ahead and take our torch, flame on. What we're gonna do is just anneal this kanthal by burning it. So you just heat it up, you get it a little red hot, and then you let it cool down before you want to touch any of the sides of it or anything before we move on here. So we'll go ahead and just set our kanthal in here, and I'm using this lip of this screwdriver right here. I'm going to set my kanthal right in here, and we're going to do, let's say, 5 wraps, 6 wraps. Let's do 6. It'll be on the higher side. There's my 6th wrap. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom, give a good little pull on it. The good thing about using these screwdrivers is once you get it wrapped, you can notice that there's a lot of spacing in between this. I can take this and squish it up against this lip of that screwdriver here and kind of push it together. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this coil off. We've got 6 wraps here. I'm going to take my tweezers, and the longest one you've got hanging out here, what I'm going to do is you want one long, one short. There's no really right way or wrong way to thread these in. It is small holes, and yes, it is kind of hard to do, and you get used to it. As you can see here, bam, done deal. So what you'll do is you'll thread this one in. Your longer one you thread in first, your shorter one you'll thread in second. Makes it easier. You can do it whatever way you want, whatever way is more comfortable for you. Pull it through, get it closer there. Now this is where you can start using this guy. So you'll take your screwdriver, I'll run him through. I got my coils in there. Yep, looking alright. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten up my negative post on this side, and I'm pull my screwdriver out, and we're going to do the same thing again. This time, as you can see, every once in a while you'll notice that when you're trying to feed in your middle post, it's hard to feed it in with that other with the other lead of your other coil coming through there. And yeah, it will happen every once in a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just thread my screwdriver back into here, squeak up on them a little bit. So as you see, we're into here. I've got both the coils in. I've got my negative terminals locked down, and what you can do is bend those off to the side. Is when you give it a little tug, when you get it to where you want it, if you bend it off to the side, your lead coming out of that side, then it stays there, and it lets you go ahead and tighten it down. I'll go ahead and click it on for you. and we can read what we're pulling for our ohms. This is built at a 0.7. And what I'll do is I'll come on this side here. I'm just going to grab this coil. These hemostats have a lock on them, as you can tell. I'm locked onto it. And all I'm going to do is move this up and down. And it is wire. So what happens with wire, it heats up as you move it up and down, and it'll break off. There you go. Let's do this other negatives terminal. Same thing here. Get there. So now we have everything off of there. What you're going to do now, once you've pulled off all the leads that you have, just go ahead and retighten them. I go ahead and retighten everything again. You want to make sure your stuff is tight. So what I'll go ahead and do is pull this off of here. And we're going to need a mod. There she is, boys and girls. There she is. We're going to get our screwdriver and come in here and just go ahead and straighten them up just a little bit. I'm going to pull up on this one, make sure it's nice and level. Come in here, get this guy. Same thing, make sure he's nice and even, nice and level. And it's going to get red hot. You don't want to touch this with your fingers. So what you do is you heat it up just a little bit, and I'll get my tweezers and I'll come in here and squeeze on it. Same thing here, squeeze them together. You don't want to push your button. Do not heat this while you're doing what I'm doing right now. What will happen is you will break that coil. I'm going to run my screwdriver back through the middles of this. Let's see where we're at. I'm going to pick up on the coils, make sure they're high enough. You don't want to be touching anything. The coils are made to be free floating. That's what they're supposed to do. You don't want to twist this. You want to roll it in your fingers. So all you're doing, you're going to thread the needle. That's all you're doing here. Take it through, no problems. It should start threading through. See that? Leave it kind of loose as you pull it, no problems. So we'll take our scissors. I'm going to cut it off about on that side, just about like that. Come to this side, we're going to do the same over here. You want to definitely make sure that you have your lock on, your fire button. If you don't, bad things can happen. So as you see, I got it in there. The cotton's looking good. It's set up in there pretty nice. Yay, go me. You take your tweezers here, and what you're going to do is take these wings that we have on the side, and we're just going to tuck them underneath. So stuff it underneath your coil. Keep in mind you still don't want your stuff to be touching your posts on either side or anything like that. Should still be at 7. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So, take some of your favorite juice. You want to take this favorite juice now, and we're going to just put it all over this cotton. And just get it nice and juicy all in there. You don't want to dry fire cotton. If you use silica, you can dry fire cotton. However, you don't want to dry fire cotton. It's bad. You'll basically have to just pull your cotton out and redo it. Now that we've got it juiced up, let's go out to the main footage here, and we'll vape on her. Brothers and sisters, we are back up top with this beautiful, fresh new build that I put on. Okay, you got me. Let's take out the beautiful part, because this thing was pretty hideous. This is on a horrible clone with not screws on the top. This has like Allen wrenches. This is like some old school clone technology here. It's the only thing I had laying around that I didn't feel like pulling a build out of. I use cotton. Cool thing about using cotton is you pull your cotton out when you're done, you burn off the excess that's on your coils, and you re-cotton it. And you're good to go again. It's like a brand new setup. But brothers and sisters, needless to say, let's go ahead and take a vape on this and see how she looks. She firing. Not too bad for a .70. Not too shabby at all. I do like my builds to be a little bit more on the warmer side. I do like a warm vape. I believe the flavor is a little bit better on it. It's all to be, you can ask 10 different people and get 10 different answers here. But I'm not going to take up any more of the time. This wasn't a very pretty build. This was an ugly build. This is basically just to say, look, anybody can do this. This isn't rocket science here. This is, if you can draw a stick figure, that's fine. Yeah, anybody can draw a stick figure. But it takes time to hone your skill into being an artist and actually work on putting a buck tooth in the smiley face of the stick figure. With that, brothers and sisters, sorry for the video being so long, but it took a little while to produce. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, like me on Facebook, subscribe to the videos, man, and keep calm. Vape on.